for being with me live. I will record only one part of the meeting because I would like for those who weren't able to participate live to see it. And then I will stop the recording for us to chat a little bit later. Okay. Even though you know a little bit about what I'm doing, I would like to share a little bit the technique so that people understand it, because before we go into the exercise. What I was wanting for today is to have a relaxation session, and I'm combining multiple techniques. So we have meditation, but we have different degrees of meditation, and we have liberation techniques that we both love so much, and relaxing. Somehow I understood, because I followed some programs, that relaxation and meditation is not the same thing, even though we kind of feel the process being the same. So I was thinking that people are stressed during the day, what they do. And so I will do this. Okay. So with what we're doing on a daily basis, we are stressed all day long. And I was thinking to propose an exercise to bring us into our attention what happens and how easily we can shift from one state to another. And in order for this exercise to be to feel the power of the exercise, I would like you to put your attention on one event of your life that caused you suffering in a near or distant path. So it can be from the childhood, from today, from yesterday. It's not important from when it is, but something that was really strong as negative emotion. And I would like you to choose a situation that really shakes you, challenges you. So it's still affecting you in the present, or you have still a strong, a strong souvenir of that experience of your life. And once you identify the situation, I would like you to take a look at it as if you're watching a movie at the cinema. So imagine the screen in your mind, and you're looking at that situation on that screen in your mind. You are in a safe place right now, and you can watch this movie because you feel protected. Nothing is happening to you right now. And before we start the exercise, I would like you to identify the intensity of the emotions that you have felt in that moment, thinking of that movie, of that scene that is running on the screen of your mind. And you can also give it a note on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 means that you are not affected at all, and 10 means that you feel that maximal intensity of negative emotion. Think of the emotions, the negative emotions that you feel in that situation. You can have 1, 2, maybe even 3 negative emotions, and connect with that emotions. You can feel, for example, anger, humiliation, despair, abandonment, rejection, unacceptance, confusion, and so on. Even though the healing process can be long, sometimes difficult, each step is important, and together they make up the whole journey. Some of them can prove to be so fast and give us the feeling that we're like going with the rocket to the sky, like in a science fiction experience. Both scientists and doctors have long studied the effects of trauma in our lives. And one of the most beautiful conclusions that I have learned is that if it took 1 second for a trauma to settle in our body, we should be able to get rid of it just as easily. We do not have to suffer a lifetime for a past trauma, be it from childhood or adulthood. And the complementary benefit that comes through healing is that we disconnect from the residual energy that forced us to relive the same experience over and over again with the same person or with new and new persons in our lives. If you have identified the situation that you want to work on today, you have identified the emotions that you felt in that moment, you gave them a note, we will start a relaxation exercise combined with a liberation of emotions. For the exercise, we will use the tapping technique, which combines two techniques we know for a long time. One is the psychology, so it's like been some time, a couple of decades, that it's very used and has proved its benefits. And the other one is the acupuncture with the pressopuncture, because we're not using needles, but we will tap on our body. We have an energetical body, and there are meridians in our body, and working on those meridians, it will help our body to let the flow in the body. I would like you to imagine your body as a city, and if the streets are not well prepared, you have traffic jams. And what does traffic jam mean? Well, you have pollution, extra pollution, you have blockages, you have frustration because you cannot get to the destination in time. And you have time loss, fatigue, lack of productivity, and so on. And the thing is that by combining acupuncture and psychology and making certain statements while tapping, we clear all the blockages, and it's like all the city is in the flow. And what I like to say is that we are not a single cell. We are body full of cells, and we have to take care of the energy flow of our body. So in the exercise, we will tap on our body, on certain points of our body. I will explain them now before we start the exercise, and then we will jump into the exercise. So we will start with the karate chop point, and the point is on the side of the hand. It doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. I'm left-handed, so that's why I'm tapping with the left hand. Then we have a point on the top of the head, another point on the eyebrow, another point the corner of the eye. Next point is under the eye. Next point is under the nose, then under the mouth. Then there is a point collarbone, so it's 2 fingers under the collarbone, 10 centimeters from the middle of the chest. So it's like we will tap with the whole hand. This way it will be touched easily. Next point is under the arm, like one hand under the arm, there's the point. Then we have the wrist, it's 2 fingers under the wrist. And then there are the fingers, every single one. So we will tap on them all. So these are the points that we will use together. For this exercise, you can have your eyes closed or open. But if you're not familiar with the technique, you can have them open so that you can follow the steps I take. And as you continue with the exercise, you become more and more confident. You can close your eyes. So let's start with a deep inspiration that relaxes us. And take a deep breath in. And out. We will start by focusing on how you feel. You connect with your emotions and allow them to manifest. You will see how, as if they will tell you a story. You let them guide you. We will release the intensity of your emotions by tapping, and then we will turn our attention to the positive. Choose a comfortable position, preferably with your back straight. And we will start tapping the karate chop point on the side of your hand. And I invite you to repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind with your own voice. Even if I look at this scene of my life, which causes me discomfort and these emotions, and name the identified emotions of intensity, and say the intensity of the identified emotions. I open myself to accept myself and how I feel. We continue on the karate chop point. Even though I have lived cruel and painful moments, I realize how hard it has been for me and what intense emotions I experienced. And I open myself to learn to accept myself and how I feel. One more time on the karate chop point. Even if I look at the scene of my life on this screen in my mind, which causes me discomfort, and these emotions, and name the identified emotions of intensity, and say the intensity of the identified emotions. I open myself to learn, to love, and accept myself and how I feel. And now we are going to tap on the top of the head. I look at the scene on the screen of my mind and I feel these emotions because, and think of the reasons you feel those emotions. Eyebrow, I feel these emotions of intensity, and say the intensity of your identified emotions. The corner of the eye, I have every reason to feel these emotions. Under the eye, I feel these emotions in, and I invite you to say the area of your body where you feel the energy of your identified emotions. Let yourself connect with those emotions and their energy. Under the nose, I allow myself to accept all these thoughts. Under the mouth, I allow myself to accept all these emotions. Collarbone, I become aware of how my body feels experiencing these emotions. Under the arm, I feel all these emotions in my body. Wrist, I carry these emotions with me for, and you say, since when is the scene on your mind's screen? Maybe a few years, a few days, a few hours. Thumbnail, I feel these emotions in. Where do you feel these emotions in your body? Index finger, observe now what is the shape of the energy of your emotions you have felt. What color does it have? Middle finger, what texture does this energy of the identified shape and color has? Is it something hard, soft, rough, smooth, vaporous? Ring finger, keep tapping as you notice the energy and its shape and allow it to dissipate. Little finger, I feel safe accepting these emotions. Karate chop point, I feel safe to free myself of these emotions. Take a deep breath in and out. I invite you now to notice how you feel. What is left of your identified emotions? What grade would you now give to the remaining intensity on a scale from 0 to 10? And we will continue on the remaining emotion and perceptions. Once more, we start with the karate chop point. Even if I feel these remaining emotions of intensity, and say the remaining intensity of your emotions, I open myself to accept myself and to love myself as I am. Top of the head, I feel these remaining emotions of intensity and say the remaining intensity of your emotions. Eyebrow, I feel these remaining emotions of intensity and say the intensity. Corner of the eye, I need all these emotions. Under the eye, these emotions protect me. I need them to feel protected. Under the nose, I have so many reasons to feel these emotions. Under the mouth, I choose to be aware that these emotions do not help me. Collarbone, I feel all these remaining emotions. Under the arm, I choose to realize that these emotions do not help me. Wrist, I am safe to acknowledge and accept that I feel these emotions. Thumb, and I accept them. Index finger, I allow myself to free myself of them. Middle finger, I'm safe to accept these emotions and name your emotions. Ring finger, I'm safe to free myself of them. Little finger, even if my situation is unchanged. Karate chop point, I allow myself to choose the way I feel. And I choose to feel peace. Now is the time to imprint positive emotions in your cells. For this exercise, I chose the positive emotion of peace. If you resonate with another positive emotion, I invite you to use that one. For example, love, acceptance, understanding, harmony. Let's start with the top of the head, and you can repeat after me. Peace. Tap the eyebrow and say again, peace. Corner of the eye, I feel peace. Under the eye, I choose to feel peace in my soul. Under the nose, I feel peace. Under the mouth, I choose to feel peace in every cell of my body. Collarbone, I allow myself to feel peace. Tap the point under your arm and allow yourself to connect with the feelings of peace and feel the feeling of peace in every cell of your body. Wrist, I choose to feel peace. Thumb, peace. Index finger, I feel peace. Middle finger, I accept the peace in my soul. Ring finger, I feel peace in every cell of my body. Little finger, I feel peace. Karate chop point, peace. Put a hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in and out. How are you feeling right now? If there are other memories that came out to you during this meditation, please write them down and approach them in the following meditation exercises of relaxation through emotional release. If the emotions felt at the beginning of the exercise are still intense, I invite you to redo this exercise today or tomorrow, continuing to the tapping rounds until the intensity of your emotions fall below 3. For intense situations and emotions, it is helpful to contact a specialist in emotional freedom techniques. Cleaning the soul can involve intense feeling that you may not be able to manage on your own. So I offer special sessions with emotional healing. You can contact me to take an appointment, and you can also register for our weekly groups, workshop groups. So don't hesitate to write me to give you more details about the following sessions. For the recorded sessions, this will be it, and we will go on a private sessions that is not recorded anymore for today. Thank you for watching this. So